concentration. It worked on my fear of closing the distance and just, my confidence overall. So we start teaching those kids to get in deep. A lot of my kids didn't start till, like my kid I just sent to D2. He started his freshman year, didn't really wrestle till his sophomore year, went on to take fourth last year and get a scholarship to Division II in 3 years. He only did Greco 1 year, and he took second in the state this year in Greco. Went up, he went 7-1 at junior duels for Greco, and then he was in the quarters at Fargo, and he got dropped. He was up like, what was it? He was up by like 6 points, and the kid hit a high dive and about broke his ribs in half. But he fell in love with it, and a lot of that has to do, and the same thing happened to him that happened to me, is my folk style things. When I wrestle folk style, I'm still in here deep. Because Greco is all about positioning. Where's your shoulder? Where's your knee? Where's your head? Now, one thing I noticed with the team this year, a lot of them when they're doing Greco, their legs are still outside here, rather than fighting in or trying to get that off balance. Like the way I was taught, like we just start here and we just start, trying to move in. The first positioning is hand fighting, but then knee placement. A lot of kids are not focusing on where their knees are. You need that inside control. So head, shoulders, knees. Those are the 3 positionings that I focus on. And I think we're down about 15. So hand fighting, the way I start out, my practices are the same. We'll start out with our basic gymnastics, our hurdling, stuff like that. Then I go into basic hand fighting. And the stuff I just got done talking about. I'm going to make sure their shoulders are in the right place, their knees, and their feet. From there, and then I may do 5 minutes of that. 30-second goes, new partner. 30-second goes, new partner. Just trying to get them going. If you want to make it really hard, take their hands away. So they're here. And then it's basically just a push match. They're in, they're trying to step in, boom, here, and they're pushing each other around. From there, and this will tie into freestyle too. I mean, a lot of the stuff I'm going to teach today, it's the exact same template I use for freestyle. From there, you can do that on the wall or here. Okay, just come back, boom, here, he pulls you up, boom, 20 each, okay? Real simple, trying to get that back loosened up, and it gets them going through a lot of the basic Greco throwing techniques. Then from there we go, this goes back to what I talked about earlier. Reps, reps, reps. You don't have to know how to do everything perfectly, but if you know how to get them going, they will start to learn through reps. So I have the 3 mats in my room. I have 3 different lines. And basically all it is, the first one may be gut wrench. So I'll do guts halfway, say going to the left, and then when we get to the halfway of the mat, he'll turn around, I'll do the other half going to the right. Low gut, high gut, it doesn't matter, okay? I tell them to switch it up. They jog back, and then the other guy goes. From the guts, we go on to, where's it at? The front headlock, the gator roll, whatever it is. Halfway, switch, go the other half, go in the other direction. From there, our reverse roll or the reverse lift. Okay, so on the lines, I normally just have them roll through, and then you're switching back and forth as you roll. If I talk about something that you guys aren't familiar with and you really want to know what it is, stop me and I'll show you guys. Or I'll get through the template, then you guys can ask your specific questions. It's a lot to throw at you in a short amount of time. So basically, that's what we do in lines. It takes about 10 minutes to get, like I said, I got a team of 70. So it takes about 10 minutes to get through. It's a basic technique drill. If you're doing a freestyle practice, throw the leg laces in there. Okay, if it's a Greco practice, just stay with your basics. All right. From there, and then you can also work your shots. So if we're here, we did the bottom work. Work your shots, high dive. I may just focus, boom, here, boom, reset. So they don't have to take each other down, but they need to focus on where they're grabbing, are they stepping in deep, are their hips under them, head up, that seems to be the #1 problem with high school kids. head up, chest out. So they can do 4 or 5 down the mat, circle back, other guy does it. Snap downs, like at the high school level, Greco freestyle, I think snap downs are the easiest thing to do. So for my snap downs, I'll do the snap down to the gator roll, snap down, spin behind, straight to the gut. Trying to piece everything together is a big problem there. So if I snap them down, I spin, I go straight to my gut. We go back to our feet, snap them down, spin, straight to the gut. Trying to get them to chain wrestle is a big problem. The head pinch. So you can do all that with just 3 mats. Just run them through. That's all it is. Rep, rep, rep. Try and fix the ones that you can see. So like I said, a lot of kids by myself, I'm gonna pinpoint certain kids and I'm just gonna give them verbal cues. You obviously can't stop everything. Now, if you see a lot or a majority of the kids making the same mistake, stop them. Okay, guys, look here, fix it. Okay, now let's try it again. So that's one way to do it. So I can do lines on one day, another day I do crash pad. The best thing you can do is invest in a crash pad. That's the best thing you can do. Mine, I have the gymnastics one, so I'm fortunate at Trinity. Pascal, I had to buy my own. But, you know, the 14-inch crash pad, I think mine's about 10 feet long. You know, get the long ones, because then I run 2 groups. So if coach is in a group and I'm in a group, here, crash pad's in between us. I'm sitting right there. I'll say, you know, over, under, go. So they'll do it. And then I'll look at this group, go. Then once they clear the mat, go. So I mean, it's just like cattle. I'm just going through, going through, going through. And as I'm sitting there watching them, as they're rolling off the mat, you know, it may be, hey, Lazo, do this. You know, fix here, head up, chest out, tighter with the knees. So you can fix them as they're going through because only one group's going at a time. But since we have 2 groups, it's nonstop. It's nonstop. Yeah. Crash pad?
$400.
Well, the smaller ones, I mean, I get the good ones just because I don't want to deal with injuries. So mine costs about $1,100.
Well, the ones I sell are $400.
Yeah.
The Dolomer, you can get them $400.
So.
The one I use was $400.
How thick was it?
Yeah,
It was a thick one.
smaller one.
Make friends with your track and field coach because we got the hand-me-down high jump pads that we use.
Hey, I say don't go cheap. Make sure it's going to hold up and make sure it's thick enough. Because some people will do the 6-inch ones. I'm still not comfortable with people throwing on 6-inch mats. I go the full 12 or 14 inches, whatever it is. I've got a whole series of crash, and that's the stuff they love. Like that's the one day in the spring they will come to practice smiling because they know I'm going to do throwing work with them. That's how you get them to fall in love with Greco. Okay, half my folk style team now they're throwing machines because they fell in love with Greco. So now even in folk style season they're launching people. And it's fun for the kids. You're going to get more kids in there. Now some of the kids are scared of it, especially the girls. Some of the girls will get up there and really use those hips and toss them through. So invest in a crash pad, find one. I got a whole list of throws you can do. And like I said, a 10-minute or workout routine, you go through. And that's how they're going to start to win. They're afraid until they try it. I don't know how many kids I had, Coach, I don't want to do Greco. All right, well, just try this tournament. They go out there, they throw someone on their head. Oh, man, I love this. You know, and then that causes them to work harder and harder. Okay. All right. Any specific questions? We have about 10 minutes to kind of, I can show things. You got something?
Yeah, at the end of the day, like for me, I don't coach at a high school, I coach at a club, and I've been on the staff with Texas for 2 years now since I moved down here. And I think Greco is great because it just teaches you to be comfortable in all positions. Like how many times in a folk style match are we here? You know, it's all back now because they're uncomfortable. Like I tell my guys in Greco whether it's the right thing or not, I say fake it till you make it. If he gets me in an over-under, well, you run right back into it. You gotta make him fake, and I'm comfortable there. Like I got a kid, Riley Jacobs, who's not very good in this position, and he used to back out all the time and hang. He'd be getting tossed in front headlock. So what I tell him is just to fake it till you make it. And what that came with was a lot of us just drilling these Greco positions and getting comfortable in these positions. That if he starts jacking me up, go ahead, I'm gonna come right back at it, and I'm gonna make it look like I know what I'm doing. I may not. Okay, but it's about getting those kids comfortable in those positions. And it just makes you a better, a well-rounded wrestler. I mean, I was decent at Greco. It was one of probably my stronger styles. Kids say it's boring, but kids come out and like throw each other and have fun. Like, I know when I started wrestling, it was like, oh, WWE, that's what I thought it was. So when I got out, like he's talking about the crash pads, that's why these kids are coming out and wrestling. They want to have fun. I think sometimes some coaches lose that, get like way too focused on technique. Let them throw each other around a little bit. Let them have fun. Let them be kids. Let them get in love with like Greco, and then fine tune it from there.
You know, right there, in folk style, like one of the problems I have is the kids staying too square. Okay, they're square with their opponents. Greco, you can't stay square. You know, it really teaches them to get in here, more at an angle. So that's helped fix a lot of the issues I had by just trying to teach them the angles in folk style. Because, you know, we're always talking about angles, or change of level. Well, Greco and freestyle, that's pretty much what it does. Because if you don't, you're not going to be very successful. So,
and you can incorporate Greco drills in a folk style season too. I do it at my club. It's like your desperation move, like my lat drops, my headlocks, you know, my feet to back stuff. You know, that's Greco when you think about it. You're not inside tripping.
It's going to make them more confident in folk style season. I mean, my 152 pounder was real hesitant his sophomore year, and he fell in love with Greco. Now he's out there throwing 200 plus pounders. You know, just it's the throwing aspect. Like Coach said, they fell in love with it. Tervel, do you have anything on the freestyle Greco stuff? Like how to get kids excited in it, how important it is?
I mean, honestly, I've been doing that for the last 10 years, so it's important. And again, especially in the front end, like when it's not their profession, so to speak, when it's not their main thing, like